Okay. There's so much taking place in our realm, so much things going on in our realm. And I just want to talk about some today, some downloads I got today. And listen, my downloads, you don't necessarily have to agree with them, but they feel truth in my soul. This is a truth. And the first one I got today was um, that the heat everywhere in the world, probably in the world right now, is experiencing heat. So, do you think the heat is coming from the sun in the sky? Do you really think that? Um, Ever since coming into this knowledge, I always believe that there is the black sun under the earth and the technology that they use to project um somehow I think the heat under the earth is coming from that black sun. And you might be like, oh, why we don't see that black sun? Listen, what do we see during the eclipse? What do we really see during the eclipse? And with the Hadron Collider, CERN is the company. With the Hadron Collider, they're able to um, give, should I say, an illusion that the heat is coming from the sun up there, that this heat is coming from the sun up there. But many people say the moon is plasma, the sun is did plasma. Yeah, I think this guy said the sun is plasma, the moon it's plasma. I just think they're a reflection, like everything is a reflection of the real sun. And I'm telling you, if you find this video, the heat is coming from underneath the earth. This heat we're experiencing is coming from underneath the earth. What do they tell us? They tell us that um, heat rises. So if the sun is giving us if this heat is coming from the sun, why is it pouring down here? I know you're gonna tell me the stratosphere, the atmosphere, hydrogen, and all the stuff we did in physics, and no. I think the heat, it's Mother Earth, it's the real sun. I did a video probably, when was the eclipse? I think last year. I did a video. This sun is gonna rise. This black sun is gonna rise. And you know what they did? They tell us that everything black is not good. Is not good. But no, it's coming to me. There's a Mount Negro in the center of the earth. Is it named that way because of the black suns that's in the center of the earth? Um, Go check out Vibes of Cosmo. If you're hearing this for the first time, go check out Vibes of Cosmo. Go check them out, and they'll show you how. I believe it, though. The moon and the moon and the sun in the sky is reflecting. I'm not. It's a projection, because I think we're all some form of projection. I do think our consciousness is somewhere else, and we're projecting this body in this realm. I think everything it is, including this earth. They lied to us about everything. But even then, last year when we had the solar eclipse, I remember having a dream, because somehow I think they got me that time. I was just waking up, and not just waking up, going deeper into understanding consciousness, and my ancestors and I'm gonna say ancestors, even though I'm not Asian. I don't know. Since I got come into this this light, this awakening, I notice I have a lot. I get a lot of Haitian. I'm gonna say ancestors because I can't fathom how I know them. Show me a lot of things, and one of the things they told me, even though I didn't understand it back then, about the Hadron Collider. And I remember I'm like, I don't know nothing about Hadron Collider because I'm like, I was so obsessed about this eclipse was gonna take place. I think it was a solar eclipse that took place, I think last April. And I was in meditation and they said the Hadron Collider, it's the Hadron Collider. And I still didn't get it. So they use the Hadron Collider to show us what the black sun, something was happening, something happens to the black sun, um, where we see it up there, something, I can't explain it. Where we see it up there and it looks as if it's covering the sun. Why? What happened? Why would they do that? What's happening in our realm? Why they do that? Why would they show us that in up there? But it has to be, what if it's just a moment where they do that? And I was thinking this morning where the firmament, I don't think the firmament is physical. It has to be electromagnetic. Has to be. Nothing in this world is physical. We are not physical. How can the earth be physical? The earth is not physical. Everything is a being, what we call being. Yeah, everything is a being. And the firmament is a being. And what if they use that Hadron Collider with the black sun for that, and with our energy? Don't let me tell you, they harvested our energy. Oh my gosh, in that black sun, in that solar eclipse. So it lets me think that whatever the Hadron Collider is, it needs our energy. It needs our energy. It can't work without our energy. And um and another thing too, if you follow FPV, look at them, Rainbow Warriors, FPV. They talk about angel technology, and its idea that what we call Hadron Collider is what we call Hadron Collider is angel technology that's been here since probably the beginning of the earth. And it's the same MO. They go around and they take the ancient technology in this realm and then claim it as theirs. Because I can tell you nothing is taking our energy, and even if it was, we couldn't stop it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's a disclosure right there. I don't know if you're a bot, but that's a disclosure right there. And yeah, um, so yeah, I think FPV is onto something. I know they're saying that that the CERN, the company. Listen, they said CERN is closed down. Is the Hadron Collider closed down? Is the Hadron Collider closed down? Because according to FPV, whenever, and I think it's 30,000 of them, 30,000 what we call angel technology. That's basically what we call the hydrogen colliders. According to FPV, there are 30,000 of them around the world, and they're underneath the earth. And how do this angel technology slash Hadron Collider work? They provide the magnetism and electricity from the earth, and they can be turned on and they can be turned off. I think those are the things that really keeps um, this realm going, this realm going. And how do you know where they are? I think wherever a rainbow is, I think they said wherever you see a rainbow, that's really the technology. That's really the technology. And you know how they tell us that there is a pot of gold at the end at the end of a rainbow? Remember, they tell us there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. One thing with this society, we have forgotten about under the earth. We have forgotten about under the earth. There are things under the earth that makes this realm moving, but we're so busy looking up. I remember the night when my ancestors told me about hydrogen colliders. When during that solar eclipse, I went to my bed and I was looking in the sky for the solar eclipse, and I'm waiting, everyone, not just me, like I was somewhere waiting for the solar eclipse to take place. And nothing happened in the sky, nothing happened. But all of a sudden, in my dream, a great earthquake happened. A earthquake happened. We're looking up in the sky, and the earthquake happened on the ground. So I just take that as saying, look down, stop looking up. Oh, it seems that whatever is up there, they call it firmament or whatever, is is a reflection of whatever is on the earth or underneath the earth. Because you might say space, but I really don't believe they go to the space. I really don't believe there's space up there. Yeah, yeah. So according to FPV, wherever you see a rainbow, um, wherever you live and you see a rainbow, if you go there, there's a technology underneath your feet that our ancestors knew about. Our ancestors knew about it. Go look at their video about rainbow warriors. And I know when we see rainbow standing here, we see an arch. When you look at a rainbow from the sky, it's a circle. X meets the spot. It's a circle. When you if you don't believe me, go out there and research, do your research. The rainbow that when we're standing down here looks like an arch in the sky. When you're above the arch, it's a circle. It's a circle. So there's a lot of stuff. So I'm thinking that circle is where the technology is, and our ancestors would go there and get healing and get visions. You see, the Georgia Stone Guide, all those ancient places. Someone even told me that wherever you see a golf course, those are ancient places that have a lot of energy to them. So when you see a rainbow, wherever you see a rainbow, you could go. That's why they said there's a pot of gold at the end of each rainbow, because there is healing there. There's technology there that was left there, that's been hijacked. Every Everything in this earth, I think, has been hijacked and used for a different purpose. But I think somehow we're connected. We are connected. So at this time, where I know there's a reset coming, there is a reset coming, guys. There's a reset coming. They said they shut down CERN. They're coming. If CERN is shut down, I don't think it is, because someone mentioned that there was an earthquake in Cuba. If there's an earthquake, the earth shakes whenever you turn on this CERN technology. When you turn it on, that's where we get earthquake. They can turn them off and they can turn them on to cause rain or whatever. When they want to harvest energy, they let us use them to manifest different things. And listen, we got to protect our energy. We have to go within and stop manifesting, stop looking outside of us, because we are one with everything. We are one with everything. We shouldn't be scared of nothing. We shouldn't be scared of anything. So yeah, so if wherever you see a rainbow, guys, watch where that rainbow is. Watch where that rainbow is. And there are technology that can heal us, that can remind us of who we are. Okay, so what I was about to say is, I know a reset is coming. You know, Noah's flood, you know, Sodom and Gomorrah. These are all resets. So what happened to the Mayan civilization? What happened to them? Are we at the same point right now? I'm thinking we're at the same point, that where the Mayan civilization was, where the Inca civilization was, where the Bible described Noah's flood. I think we're at that place right now. And the Bible if you take the Bible literally, it call it judgment, it call it rapture. Um, and even in my dream that I shared last year, the flood came, but the children was taken. So why haven't anybody see the Mayans and the Incas? No body, no burial ground, because it's the same place. I think, I'm just feeling in my spirit that we're at the same place where they were right now. I think the Incas, the Mayans, and probably other civilization that I'm not aware of, raised their vibration so high, so when they try to reset, they were spared. When they tried to reset this world, they were spared, because they didn't buy into the narrative. So the question to ask is, how many people still buying into this narrative? Because if you're buying into this narrative, remember, you are a divine being. Nobody can force you to think what you have. You have free will, and this is our free will come. You're not necessarily saying to the people of this world, oh, I want to serve you or anything. But what you're doing, you're buying into what they're selling, and you don't have any knowledge of self. So that's going to be who goes to the new earth and who stays here and go through the reset. And your mind probably wipes. So they use these technology to wipe our minds, erase our memory. Because eventually, because we're divine beings and the spiritual realm keeps talking to us, eventually we're going to wake up, or some's going to wake up. So this is where the separation is coming. This is where the separation is going to take place. And you're seeing it, because I was listening in Jamaica, where the prime minister is talking about, oh, we're going to build South Beach. There's oil, there's this. Look at the physicality. Why is he doing that? He wants you to manifest a physical world. The true person who's raising their vibration and raising their frequency know that, what oil? We are talking about free energy. Free energy, able to create with our minds, telepathically. Yeah? That's what the true people, the people who are raising their vibrational frequency, is looking forward to in the new earth. In the new earth. using portals, not using planes, not talking about city, not talking about jobs, a place where nobody works, where we're one with nature. So this is how the split. So if you want South Beach style living parties, that's fair enough. You're a divine being. No, nobody should criticize your choice. If you want South Beach kind of living, if you want the clubs, if you want the oil in the land and pretty clothes and nice clothes, of course, that's your choice. You get to choose that. And that's based on, you choose it based on your frequency. Your that's what you're vibrating. But if you want free energy technology, communicate telepathically, you want to use portals to go wherever you want to go, like what you watch in Doctor Strange. you know we feed off light, we don't feed off animals and plants. If that's where you want to go, that's where you'll go. So the question is what Mother Earth wants. Mother Earth been what did they do to her? Look what she's been through. So many wars. She's raising her vibration. She don't want to be in this low consciousness, low energy anymore. She don't want to be that. So if you're raising your consciousness with Mother Earth, then you get to go with Mother Earth. And if you want to stay with the old Earth, that's the old aspect of her. So now is the time where we can't be fooled by anything. And we don't have any excuse. Because if you see this video, you're going to know that you can't say you never heard this. You never heard this. Everything is upside down. Everything they've taught us is um, they gave us a little truth. They have to give us a little truth, because if you watch my video where I talk about, it's not really money, it's energy. So to keep this deception going, they have to put a little truth in it. But eventually time's gonna run out. It's just like us. Watch, if this video find you, watch my video on energy is the real currency. It's just like us. We have to have enough energy in our nature bank than the money, more than what's in our physical account, because it's whatever in our spiritual account, that's what's going to give us health and strength and prosperity, not that's what in the physical account. That's the deception. So how do you get money in that spiritual account? Love, authenticity. Know thyself. Be responsible for whatever you're going through. Know who you are. Don't play into the ego. And in the Bible try to tell us, like, the fruits of the spirit, whatever things are pure. Those are how you have to have some of that. Not what the church tell us. You have to go in, not just the way the church try to teach us. It has to be self. It's not the pastor come and tell you. It's not the government comes and tell you. It's you finding self. It's you loving self, loving yourself more than anything, knowing that you're beautifully and wonderfully made. You have to have that energy. When you go to work, you can't just go to make money. You gotta change people's life. Don't sit in the and only gossip. Not that you can't do. You can do some of that, but make sure you have enough good energy in the bank. Because if you only have your good energy, your spiritual energy is low, and then you're in the room gossiping and gossiping, and oh, I'm just here for the money, I'm just here for the money, going more and more in your ego, going more and more in the physical world, what's going to happen? You're probably going to lose that job. You're probably going to start getting sick, because you don't have enough currency in the spiritual realm to help you This is what this world is made up of. They don't want to tell you that, oh, if you have faith, like a mustard seed, you can remove mountains. What does that mean? Understand the deeper meaning of this faith. Do you have knowledge of self? If you understand how the universe works, if you understand what Christ was doing when he walks on water, when he feeds the loaves, I was getting a revelation of how listen how Christ prayed. And Christ Jesus doesn't have to be a physical person, but the character is telling us something. Listen how he prays. Did he go into a bless? He give thanks because he knows that this fish. This is how we have to pray. This fish is just as him. We're not better than this fish right here. So what the Bible doesn't go into, he was thanking the fish. That consciousness in the fish that's providing for all these people. But down here, they tell us how much we're better than. And that's not true. We're one with the tree. We're one with the animals. We're one with the grass. We're one with the water. You're one with, and let me tell you, your children is more spiritual than you are. Your children, if you want to worship something outside yourself, worship your children because they have more power than you. I heard a content creator said, listen, if you drive, why they tell us to drive slow around school zones? It's not because they're worried about you hurting the children. You could open portals. You could access other dimension with a bunch of children. That's what they don't tell us because they are in their purest form. They are in their purest form. So we have to get back. And remember, the Bible says, remember that you have to become like a little child. We have to get back to there so to access the kingdom of God. Oh, so I missed my point, what I was talking about. Yeah, but yeah, remember that the true energy, the spiritual aspect of self, we have to tap into that part now and then. Our Creator expect us to fall, expect us to appease the ego at times. He expects us to do that. He expects us to probably get drunk at times and over-sexualize, over-indulgence in other things, get mad at times. But you have saved enough in your spiritual bank to carry you when that time happens, that you'll always come back to who we naturally are. And who we naturally are spiritual beings. This is the 10%, our flesh. This is just 10% that he wants us to bring to the tide house. He wants, Paul said, put under subjection. The 10% that we're going to leave on this earth when our time is up. This is what's keeping us in the physicality. That's what Paul tried to tell us. So when you hear Malachi say, bring it to the storehouse, this is how the only way you can be, you'll get pressed down, shaken together, running over, is when you put flesh under subjection. And then your spiritual bank will be overflowed. And that's overflowing. And spiritual bank doesn't mean physical money. You ever see some people? I see a guy on YouTube working on a lady's house, and she's 95. Your spiritual, what's in your spiritual bank? I'm not saying it doesn't apply to money, but it gives you peace. It gives you long life. Long life. She's 95 and she barely has a house. But 95, no complaints, no sickness, nothing. And he sent this, and somehow this man found her. And the internet is just overpouring, giving her a new home, a new kitchen. 95-year-old. A new kitchen, a new this. This doesn't happen to everybody. This was supposed to happen to her because of her faithfulness. But when you start tapping to your walk in the spirit, the physical things doesn't even matter. Yeah, they're good to have. They help here. You don't. But those are not your focus. Your focus is helping people. Your focus is spreading the word. You get more joy telling people how much they're blessed, how much they're loved, telling people about this wonderful universe that we're in. As your eyes open to the goodness of what we call God, I call her mom, ma, I called her source. How beautiful it is and how much we're loved. A life of service. And now you see why the characters in the Bible were so quick to like drop everything and just go in a life of service. And go in a life of service of telling people the good news. Yes, um, they try to, put a little off the outer self thing in the scriptures, but that's okay. The Spirit is here to guide us in all truth, and they have to do that because they depend on us for energy. Those people who run this realm, who in places of authority, they can't live without us because we manifest what they want in this world. We're doing it. A creator reminded me, and I needed this reminder, that nothing outside of me is affecting me. We have to know that. We have to, nothing outside, nothing, my job, nothing. It's everything going on. This is the temple, the template. This is it of the Most High God. This is the template of the Most High God. And he says, we're not separated. We are not separated from him. It doesn't matter where we go. It's just, it's still the source, what you call God, or whoever you call your God, is experiencing whatever we're experiencing. This world, when it says we're born in sin and shaped in iniquity, this world represents sin because it takes us all out of who we naturally are. It takes us out of our spirituality. It takes us out of our nature. So that's the sin. We come into this world and we've been indoctrinated and tell some BS story about where we came from, who we are, and all this world wants us to be good slaves, and tell us somehow that others are better than us and we're less, and divide and conquer. And it worked. It worked, and it's still working. But this is where I disagree with others. What's her name says Earth is a school. She said Earth is a school, and I believe her because if we can't overcome self in this world, if we can't come to the truth of who we are in this earth, we're coming back. We have to do this again. We have to do this again. So, Doris, what's her name? Cannon, Doris Cannon, yeah. Doris Cannon, yeah, we have to do it again. We have to come back again. So, yeah, just want to tap on some stuff that's coming on in my mind today. The biggest thing I download I got was listen, people. The heat is coming from underneath the earth. The heat is coming from under the earth. The sun is not giving. The sun, yes, but not the one up there. It's the one down under our feet. Ground. Go out there and ground. Go out there. That's why they give us these rubber shoes that we wear on our feet so we don't tap into mama's energy. She's rising, she's rising, she's rising. And I also goes into the CERN, this Hadron Collider. Everything is under our feet, people. It's under our feet. It's under our feet. The Hadron Collider need our energy, need our energy. It needs our energy to propel. It's ancient technology, it's nothing new. And I do agree with FPV that there's not only one of these Hadron Colliders. They said it's 30,000. I have no proof it's 30,000, but I think there's one in every country. One in every country. And when you turn these things on, it can cause earthquakes. It can help create storms. It could help if used the wrong way. If used the wrong way. So that's why we have to go within. And I don't know, I was thinking too, so maybe the consciousness rising, and they're not getting enough energy. They have to have enough energy to I don't know if propel is the right word, but to use this Hadron Collider, and because the frequency is not low enough, so they're going to turn it off until the frequency is low again, so they can use it to manipulate. In the meantime, I saw this person talking to AI, and I kind of believe it, that the data centers and the cell towers is still doing what the Hadron Collider is doing, but not on a big level, a big scale as the Hadron Collider would do. So yes, the data centers, oh my gosh. If we go out there and vote and vote for these people who give these companies okay to have data centers in our community, if we really go out there, what they tell you data centers are, keeping our information or whatever, we have the Akashic record. This is a technology, highly technology logical realm we're living in. We don't need nothing to store anything. I think our DNA can store, and if whatever within is so without, our DNA can store so much information we can't even fathom. So what's the use of these data centers? What's the use of these cell phone towers? And don't even tell me it's to help the calls on the internet. Don't even tell me that, because you are the internet. You are the internet. Maybe a month ago, it was revealed to me that when we put in our password, we're giving them okay to tap into our internet. We're living in a highly sophisticated technological realm. Don't let them, and if you want to say, so deep ministry, why would they do that? To harvest our energy. They need our energy. It's food. They're not connected to source. We are. We are. So they just let us manifest whatever because we believe everything. We believe everything. All right, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for whoever joined me. It's getting dark. It's the day before 4th of July. Enjoy your 4th, everyone. Enjoy your 4th. You know, we live in a beautiful time. Beautiful, beautiful time. Know thyself. Know thyself. Know who you are. You're powerful. I was thinking too, when the Bible says your mouth is an open sepulcher. So a creator on here said your mouth is a speaker. When you speak, your cells, everything works for you. We look into another God. Your cells probably think you're God, so they do everything. Paula Syke, thank you for that heart. Our cells do everything that we wanted to do. And when we speak, our subconscious doesn't know we're talking about anything else. Our subconscious don't know we're talking about Trump. It doesn't know. It thinks we're talking about self. So when you're there, oh, Trump is this and Trump is that and Elon is this and Obama is this and that. Your subconscious is thinking it's you. And that's the energy you're manifesting with all the emotion. And so listen, anytime electricity and magnetism come together, it creates. And someone put an icing on the top. Listen to this. The demons you think that you talk about and demons, listen, you create it with your idle thought. You are a creator. When Moses say, I am, look how everything is personalized. Who sent you? The I am that I am. Universe, you. Look up the word Jesus. It is E is us in Latin. E is us. Everything. They said big finger. You know, my grandmother used to say, their big finger is always pointing at you. We're in this world, but we're not off this world. And we're here to remember who we are. We're here to remember who we are. All right, everybody. Be blessed. Be blessed.